following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School starts now.
Night 2, 8-4 of the Boys and Girls 8th Region Tournament. Chris LaBar along with Gary Force as we welcome you to Henry County High School tonight. Another doubleheader. We'll have Gallatin County and Oldham County up first, followed by Grant and Woodford. And should be a compelling doubleheader, Coach.
Think so. We saw two really well-coached, well-played teams advance last night, and tonight we'll get the same, we hope.
Collins and North Oldham advanced last night. Splendid basketball for them. These two teams tonight will try to move forward as well. Our first glance at the Oldham County Colonels graphic tonight, 19-10, played very well versus North on Friday to win the 29th district.
Very much so. In a game that they returned play against North from less than a month ago, where they lost at Oldham, the Colonels were able to, some people say upset, some say, it was a toss-up, but the Colonels, anyway, won the district and thus come out as a seeded team, and they drew Gallatin as a runner-up team.
12th straight trip here. Gallatin County, the foe. These two teams met, by the way, back earlier this year in February. Oldham County won that game handily. Gallatin, new coach. We'll talk more about Coach Sullivan as this night unfolds, but Gallatin, again, over 500.
Very much so, and like his predecessor, one of the things that Coach Sullivan has continued to do is play better teams, whether it be a small school, large school. A lot of the smaller schools sometimes won't get out of sync and play the larger schools, but when Coach Jones was there, and now during this time period under Coach Sullivan, they're continuing to play the better teams, and I think as a small school, they get better as a result.
Well, they've been here 5 of the last 6 years. I think that's evident in points.
I think so. And what it does, your kids don't come in with their jaws open, awed by this big arena and the moment, and that's a classic good thing.
Vance Sullivan in year 1. He is a new name amongst 8th Region circles. He'll join our Gary Force when we come back right after this on Glycod.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Thompson Heating and Cooling in LaGrange. For trusted on-time service, call Thompson at 502-817-3105. Thompson, making people comfortable. ThompsonHeating.net.
Forest coming to you live from Henry County High School, where tonight, boys regional actions. Second night play, first game. It's the Gallatin County Wildcats taking on the Oldham County Colonels. I'm here with Coach Vance Sullivan, a first-year coach. He's in the regional tournament. Got a big smile on his face. Coach, tell us a little about your team.
Oh, yeah, just like we were talking a little bit earlier, we're experienced. We got 6 seniors, 5 of them with a lot of varsity experience. We got a little bit of everything. We got some post play, we got some guard play, we got some shooters. Obviously, we don't have the height that Oldham County has, but for a small school, we're pretty well-rounded.
Well, I saw you less than a month ago when you played at Oldham, and surprisingly to some people, maybe not to you, you actually out-rebounded them for the game.
Yeah, partly it was a lot of missed shots, but I thought our guys played extremely hard. We weren't scared. We were confident in our game plan, and things didn't go our way in the second half, but I thought we played really hard.
You're at a school. It's a small school in the 8th region, but one of the things that the predecessor before you, Coach Jones, always did is he always relished playing bigger schools. And I always thought that when it came district, regional tournament play itself, it actually benefited his teams, and yours apparently.
You got nothing to lose. We're the underdog. We like being the underdog. You count us out, and you see everybody talking about, Oldham County is going to get to the finals and all that. It kind of drives us to inspire us, and they count us out. So it's us against the world mentality. We're just coming out and play hard, play free, and we'll see what happens at the end of the day.
Coach, some of the keys for you guys to be successful tonight.
We got to be confident in ourselves. We obviously got to take care of the basketball. The 2-2-1 press with their length presents some problems to us. So we just got to be patient, take care of the basketball, and then knock down shots. The Burgess kid really gave us some trouble the last time, so we're going to have to change our game plan about the way we guard him. So hopefully we'll keep the ball in the paint, rebound the first shot, and knock down some shots.
You heard it from Coach Vance Sullivan, where tonight his Gallatin County Wildcats take on the Oldham County Colonels in boys regional tournament play here in Henry County. This is Glycod.com Sports. This is Gary Forrest.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Welcome back to Henry County High School. Chris LaBar along with the coach, Gary Forrest, now for the keys to this matchup presented by Robert Lane for Sheriff. And Coach Sullivan, one of his first comments, how do they guard, how do they contain Burgess down low?
Well, you know, the first thing they want to do key-wise is they want to control the tempo. And the way you control tempo is you play at the pace that you're comfortable with, and at the same time, you don't make lots of turnovers. So control the tempo. They didn't like the way last game that they did a good job on Burgess. I was at the game. I thought they did a good job on Burgess. It was probably the best game I've seen him play inside this year. They were very physical with him. So you look tonight for them to double down and maybe put two guys on him when he gets the ball. If you're Oldham, you want to play an up-tempo game. And the way you do that is through your pressure defense. 2-2-1, which they played throughout the last few years, and see if you can speed them up a little bit, and obviously let your inside game establish itself early. Those are the keys for the game.
Well, and Max Green, I think, certainly we've seen both sides of the coin at his best. He's exceptional, had 4 threes versus North Oldham. Has to maybe be reined in at times.
Oh, I think so. And the thing with Green is, you know, as a sophomore, he goes through growing pains. You know, I remember in a not-too-distant past, his dad was the same way. And, you know, Green really got him off to a good start. He's that third option, but sometimes he's that leading option.
Oldham County is here for the 12th straight year. That says so much about this program. The man in the lead seat now, 9th season head coach, Koiser Husen. He's with our Coach Forrest when we come back on Glycod.com.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by 2 spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
From Henry County High School, where tonight, second round action of the 8th Region Boys Tournament. Game number 1, the Gallatin County Wildcats play host to the Oldham County Colonels. I'm here with Coach Coy Zurhusen. Coach, you played this bunch about 3 weeks ago, and I was impressed by Gallatin. More depth than I've seen them have in the past and stuff, and you ended up with a win, but they gave you all you wanted the first half.
Yeah, and that's a typical Gallatin County team, you know. They're going to fight you. They're going to scratch, claw, do what they need to make it a game. And, they've got a lot of seniors. They've got a lot of guys that can shoot the three-pointer. They've got a big kid in the middle who isn't afraid to be physical, but is a really good passer and feel for the game. You know, they're a dangerous team, and you know, that typical Gallatin County kind of attitude where they're going to just come out and do whatever it takes to try to get the win. So you know, our guys got to be ready, both mentally and physically, and they got to do their jobs tonight. And it's going to be a fight.
Well, as always, Coach, keys to the game. You know, what are your kids going to have to do? You know, obviously, you start with your bigs, but it's obviously more than that.
Yeah, you know, we've really stressed this week about staying aggressive, about, you know, no matter what's going on in the game, what kind of defense we see, that we stay on balance, and we don't get passive. You know, the moment we start getting passive, then we feed into what they want to do. So we want our guys, you know, playing with confidence, and you know, if they make mistakes, then it's going to be, you know, being aggressive. And so I think that if we do that, then we'll be able to make enough plays and keep them off balance on both ends of the floor. And it's going to come down to rebounding like anything. You know, they beat us on the boards the first time we played, so we got to make sure we fix that.
You've heard it from Coach Coy Zurhusen, where tonight his Colonels play host to the Gallatin County Wildcats in 8th Region Tournament action. This is Gary Forrest for Glycod.com Sports.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville.
Are you looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8378.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
I started smoking probably around 11 or 12 years old, and then within a couple of years, of course, it's just part of your life. I quit in 2012 on May 2nd, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, in the parking lot of the hospital I was about to get admitted to because my left lung had collapsed. I was in the hospital for over 2 months. And then I was home with a tube coming out of my chest for about 6 weeks after that. And that's when I was diagnosed with stage 4. And eventually I will probably die from COPD. I worked in the construction industry. I love to build things. In our old home, it was a fun place. And I built it all with my own hands, the walls, the ceiling, the floors. And that got taken away. We owned a boat, and I had to give it up. I couldn't physically handle it anymore. So we thought, well, let's maybe try to travel a little bit. So we bought a camper, and I had to give that up because I just couldn't, it's physically demanding. So your world just keeps shrinking. When you lay in bed at night, you're by yourself, that's when it weighs on you.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Crestwood Coin Laundry proud to sponsor tonight's starting lineups. First for Gallatin County, Drake Skidmore, all 8th Region. Tops in scoring for the Cats at 15 per. Dossett chips in 13. Logan Riddle, only 5'6". He'll put forth 12. Goulian and Arnold round out the starting quintet. And for Oldham County, Luke Amberge will get the start tonight for the Colonels. His first start in quite a while, so Amberge's to start. And this Oldham unit, similar starters as we've seen throughout much of this year with Green, Sleester, Powell, and Burgess. Of course, Green, Powell, and Burgess, Gary, all 8th Region.
Very much so. The only, I think, school in the region to have 3, and that's quite an accomplishment.
This Gallatin team certainly undermanned, and they traditionally are, but Koiser Husen made a good point. They're so feisty, and that's that program that's been instilled back from the John Jones era all those years ago.
That's just how they play. It's the only way they've ever known how to play, and it always makes them competitive.
They played very well, and you referenced this in the first half versus Oldham before they gave way. Oldham won that game 84-60 back on February 10th. So I would have to think they would have some confidence that they could hang in this game a bit.
I think so. Quite frankly, it was one of the best games I've seen Burgess for Oldham, their big man, play. Usually he's sort of frail, and you better not be frail against Gallatin because, it turns into rock'em sock'em. And as a result, I thought he played extra well in that game.
Colonels have won 10 straight, as you see, Oldham 24 of the last 30 matchups. This is game 1. Game 2 will be Woodford County and Grant County. The 2 winners will converge in semifinal number 2 on Monday at 8 o'clock. Opening tip live from Newcastle when we come right back on Glycod.com.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind at Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street, helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
From Glycod, it's the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Century Bank in Lawrenceburg, our community, your bank. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. John Reynolds Realtor. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside at Henry County High School for all the action of the 2022 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Great to have you with us tonight, live at Henry County High School, Glycod.com on the air, boys. 8th Region quarterfinal. Number 3, Chris Labar, Gary Forrest, the same quartet as last night. Mike Sumner on camera, DeKevian Goss, our right hand and on-site producer. Oldham and Gallatin, the Colonels 19-10, Gallatin County 17-12. These two teams have had many meetings over the years. And a proven commodity over the last handful of years at the All-A level is this Gallatin program. 31st district runners-up, losing to Owen on Saturday, 74-66. Of course, the Colonels winners of the district for it seems like the umpteenth year in a row. Matter of fact, 6 out of 7 for Oldham as they beat North on Friday, 65-56. The insertion of Luke Ambergy, Gary, in the starting lineup, I think well earned.
Very much so. Gives them a little more athleticism, has great hops. So, you know, they were blessed with 2 good-sized players. Ambergy plays much bigger than he is, and I think what hits his aggressiveness that probably gets him the start against this physical Gallatin County team.
So the Colonels and Gallatin, the 2 winners last night, North Oldham and Collins, and these 4 teams playing tonight are going to have to play incredibly well to match the level put forth by the 2 winners last evening.
Boy, what we saw last night, how the winners could be matched in any regional across the state. It was well played for the winners, very clean basketball. Both teams sort of made a statement, and they're going to have to face off against one another early next week.
Arnold to jump for the Wildcats. He's the lone length on this team at 6'3". Opposite Hayden Burgess for Oldham. Thanks so much for watching tonight, and we are off as Schleister, coming off a very solid district tournament, 10 points in that title game. And Burgess, they're going to give him a lot of space out there. As Schleister sliding in the lane. There's Burgess opposite Riddle.
Riddle being very active. There's that man and a half. Double down on him and a first turnover.
And Riddle physical to rip it away. Here's the double up top, and the ball in the hands now of Goulian. Dossett, extra pass in the corner for a three. That's going to be off the mark from Skidmore, but the long rebound catapults to Goulian. Skidmore again, and the offensive rebound leads to a Gallatin three. Skidmore's 87th made three of the year. And a foul underneath on Gallatin.
Now Riddle really banging, and I think they caught him. He's got that big body, a big wide body, and he had Burgess bent just about in double.
He was listed at 5'6" in our team notes. He's not 5'6".
No, about 6'2",
sure
probably
is.
About 230.
And poked away is diving on the floor is Roush for Oldham. And it will be out of bounds to Gallatin County. So the Wildcats forcing an early Oldham turnover.
So 2 for Oldham already. Noticeably absent for Oldham, sophomore Max Green.
Yeah, Green not getting the start tonight. Goulian can't hang on to that errant pass, and it's out of bounds, Oldham. As Schleister without Green on the floor, Schleister will play the point. And around Ambergy. Powell sets sights and knocks in a three.
Boy, got a great stroke.
Now 23 points versus North on Friday. Just does it so smoothly at times.
Colonel's in a 2-2-1 three-quarter court. More than anything to create an up-tempo.
Dossett will nudge far sideline to Goulian. Burgess interjects. Riddle free. Oh, my. Riddle steers it in from 20, and Gallatin, they've sank 2 early threes to lead by that margin.
Well, if Riddle can shoot the ball that well outside, that pulls the 6'8" Burgess out and opens up the middle.
And Schleister, that's a good call from the official, and Riddle a factor early as he draws the foul on Oldham.
3 early turnovers for the Colonels. 2-2-1 full court pressure right now to try to speed up tempo.
Roush and Schleister in the backcourt. We'll see how Gallatin responds as Dossett slides it across. Nice grab, and ricocheted off of Mason Arnold, and Burgess, the beneficiary for Oldham. Here comes Schleister across the timeline. Back around to Powell. Now Ambergy funnels to Roush. Powell on the floor, all the way to the basket.
Powell made a great read. Got the defense to run at him, lifted, and drove by for the easy bucket.
Powell with all 5 of Oldham's points. There's Dossett in on the closeout. Ambergy pokes it into the O-zone.
There's that good jumping ability by Ambergy. You know, and you block a shot or two like that, then they start to think about it and change their shots.
Dossett will trigger. Now Dossett blows by Powell, little fadeaway long, and Schleister cleans it up on the backside. Oldham ball down an early point. Skip pass, Powell, stationary. Got it!
Can't leave him alone, as the score indicates.
Powell with all 8 of Oldham's points. They lead by an early bucket. Goulian slices across. Dossett, his shot off the mark, and chased down by Roush for Oldham.
Gossett not at least
Roush
bothered.
Up top around Ambergy. Down low, Burgess. We'll see what he does. And a foul on Gallatin. Goulian with a reach in.
Burgess really working hard to make the up and under. And the guard right now for Gallatin, we've seen early, they're going to double down when Burgess gets the ball.
So Goulian called for his first 2 early Wildcat fouls.
The first time they played this year, they tried to just play one-on-one with Riddle using his big body against Burgess. Tonight already we've seen a difference. They're taking the guard from the strong side and doubling down on Burgess.
Levi Gilmore in for Oldham. Again, Max Green on the bench for the Colonels, not getting the start tonight.
Gilmore, instant offense off the bench for him.
At times he has been, and 0 for 2 is Burgess from the line, and Gallatin with possession, plus an early basket. Carving across the timeline, Goulian, 14-footer, and Burgess scoops it out for Oldham. Here comes Gilmore. Around the horn, Powell. Skip pass. Powell back in the corner. That is Gilmore again. Now Burgess with a running start. And a whistle, and Coach Sullivan didn't like that call.
Now, I thought it might have got to steps in early, but no walking call. Fortunately, Riddle didn't pick the foul up. It was on Johnson.
So Zach Johnson, 6'1 senior, 7 points per game as their 6th man is on. He'll pick up the foul as Burgess 0 for 2 from the line. He'll sink that one. 63% foul shooter. Hayden having a very solid senior season. 14 points, 6 caroms. And the score is Gallatin County 10, Oldham County 6. Gallatin leading by 4. So Wildcat possession. Max Green in for Oldham.
Oldham building on the lead, 10-6 now here midway through first quarter.
So Goulian across the timeline. Skip past Dossett. Goulian for a triple.
That's what they're going to have to do to be successful. Drive in, kick out, and try to keep up with the threes.
And it's 10-9 the score. 10-9 the score. Oldham County with a lead. Schleister driving for 2.
Nice move. Schleicher not known as a great scorer, but just enough you have to respect him.
(12-9) Oldham County as Skidmore drives up and in for 2, his 5th point.
There's Gilmore, Mr. Offense off the bench.
Dossett in the corner. And a foul underneath on Gallatin County.
So, a legal screen out front. When they ball reversal, the screener wasn't set, went head hunting.
So the Colonels by 4. As Green will find Powell. Green, a little short on his first shot, and that ball's going to trickle all the way up the near sideline before captured by Gilmore. Burgess around to Green, and a travel.
Green maybe just a little bit pushing things as he's come in off the bench tonight.
Powell and Green converge on Skidmore, far sideline. There's Riddle up top, diving to the deck, and it's finally reeled in by Green. Powell in the corner. And Riddle with a Gallatin rebound. Dossett in and out as the Colonels up-tempo. Green, great feed to Burgess, and off the mark, and a Riddle foul, and that's number 2.
It's 2 on Riddle. They're only a semblance of size here still in the first quarter. Coach is staying with him.
Burgess 1 of 4 from the foul line tonight. Shoots them on the year at 63%. Wes Alexander in for the Colonels, 6-foot senior. And Andrew Stacy, 6'1" senior, in for Gallatin as Riddle, the physical post, out with his second foul. And Burgess, a conscientious effort to knock them both in.
2-2-1, full court, trying to up this tempo on the Wildcats.
Julian floating it across. And Alexander and Roush converge, and it's side out to Gallatin.
Gallatin dangerously trying to drive it down the sideline that usually works as an extra defender against this 2-2-1.
Julian to inbound, and Skidmore will come to meet the pass. It'll be Stacy. Skidmore deep. Oh my, very deep for his 8th point. 17-14. Wildcats have made 4 threes in this quarter. Gilmore finding Roush for a triple. Burgess cleans it up on the backside, and there's no size to contest. Hayden now with 5 after his first field goal, and Oldham plus 5. And a foul up top. No, check that. A 30-second Gallatin timeout. Back to Henry County in a moment. Oldham County by 5 on glycod.com.
Looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Oldham County by 5, under 25 seconds left in this opening quarter as Gallatin out of their own timeout. See what they do in the loose change part of this quarter. Now Skidmore, he just hit a 3 from that locale a moment ago. Spins in the lane. Burgess contests that shot at 8, and here's Green the other way for OC. Gilmore, retrieval pass. Roush got it as Gilmore with the extra pass, and Roush a big 3 to close the quarter. Oldham by 8 as Roush knocks it in, and we'll be right back on glycod.com.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycon.
Cooper Roush with a big three to close the first. Gallatin possession down 8. Arnold weaving it over to Dossett. Now Skidmore penetrates and an and one. He's pretty crafty with the ball, Gary.
You know, I saw the first time they played him this year. He's a smart point guard. He's steady. He's strong enough that he can usually evade the pressure. There was a great example. There was body contact, and he still was able to make the shot and to get the +1.
Foul on Burgess as Skidmore in double figures with 11. And Green, they're going to lead him all alone, and Green's shot a little bit short, and Burgess puts it back up and in. Burgess with 4 points off the glass, and it will be Gallatin 84 feet. So both of Hayden's field goals have occurred on putbacks. And Gallatin will inbound. Andrew Brinker, a freshman, is on for the Wildcats. He'll find Goulian, and it's out of bounds to GCHS.
Great block by Ambergy. You know, jumps really well for the size. Watched him in warm-ups, dunking the ball, a variety of dunks. Great hops.
His motor relentless, and Green with the hand foul.
Green with a gamble. You know, instead of denying his man, he let the man get it and then got caught with a hand in the cookie jar.
Hopefully, third team Oldham foul.
Hopefully a lesson learned.
Sam Powell at the scores table, waiting to check in. Goulian, 6'1" senior, for 2 Gallatin free throws. He's got 4. Season high of 23. And for the first time since I can recall, Gallatin does not have a Croman on the team.
No, or a Rassman.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking.
Yes.
The Rassman, yeah. Free throw in.
We used to kid. We always thought they just recycled them back through.
5-point Oldham County lead. Powell top of the key. All the way to the basket, and Powell can't get it to go. Ambergy for 2. Colonels by 7. And there's Ambergy doing it at both ends, but he's going to save it to Skidmore. Powell trying to dig it out, and it's the freshman that does for Gallatin. Brinker back out for a 3. That's off the mark from Dossett. And a hard foul. That's Ambergy shaking out the cobwebs, and it's going to be a Gallatin foul. Sixth on Gallatin. Arnold's first. Camden Beckman, 5'7" freshman, on for Gallatin.
You know, Gallatin has been able to stay within range even without Riddle. They're really only inside presence on the bench with
Powell a 3, got it.
You just can't let Powell catch and set.
Powell with 12. And Oldham enjoying their longest lead at 10 as they dip in double figures. Goulian skip past Ambergy just a little bit late to the party, called for the foul.
Well, everything goes with footwork, and Ambergy caught himself lunging instead of jumping and stopping.
Fourth Oldham fouls. Gallatin will inbound. You get the sense that this is a critical juncture in this game with Riddle out with those 2 fouls. Gallatin down 10. As Goulian weaving it around That is Skidmore, and Ambergy ties him up. It's Oldham possession.
Well, the great thing about Schleister, he's always got his hands in there. We talked about this before at other games. He doesn't always score a lot, but he does all those little things, and there's a great example.
This Oldham program has been built on role players such as that. So many student athletes, interchangeable in the Koiser-Husen era. Pass to Powell up top. Now Roush slides in the lane. Nice grab, Ambergy. Reverse Ambergy. Dumps it down low to Burgess. Up and in.
Well, what that was great patience on the Colonel's behalf. They reversed the ball twice until they finally found their big 6'8" kid.
Burgess in double figures with 10. The lead is swollen to 12. Skidmore has a seam baseline, and Powell called for the block.
Well, Powell, as we've noted in the games past, not the quickest of foot speed, but does a great job positioning. Caught the passer, running, jumping, passing. That usually gets you a charge, but in that case, the official really wasn't set. But he'll get that 8 out of 10 times.
Logan Riddle back in for Gallatin with those 2 fouls.
Interesting. I think Coach feels like, hey, we've got to have him in.
Skidmore requesting a screen from Arnold. Deflected in backcourt. Gilmore's in the fray, but the freshman Beckham digs it out for Gallatin. On top, Dossett. Riddle wants the ball up top. Skidmore. Smooth for 3.
Very much so. They better find Skidmore.
Skidmore with 14. Off the mark, Powell. Burgess for 2 more.
Powell missed the 3. The big man there, Burgess, to clean it up.
Now you can see why Vance Sullivan was so concerned about Burgess in the pregame. Beckham up the near sideline. Over now, Arnold. Dossett veers to the basket, took it right to Burgess, and Burgess called for foul number 2. He's just got to stay on the floor, does he not, and extend those hands?
Very much so. Burgess made the cardinal mistake of taking that one little small step. Just hold your ground, go straight up.
Kellen Dossett for a pair. He's off the schneid for his first point, a 13 an evening score.
Well, Dossett's one of those ones. He and Skidmore, if they get on rolls, they can make lots of jump shots.
That one a little bit short and out of bounds off of Ambergy. Possession will belong to Gallatin.
Ambergy jumped rather than stepping into the defender and making contact to block out.
Ty Wendell is in for Oldham, replacing Hayden Burgess. Burgess out with those 2 fouls.
They'll try to get serviceable minutes off of Wyndham inside.
Just over 4 minutes in the half. Riddle short. And Wendell with a rebound. Max Green sachets across the timeline. Ambergy the trailer. Skip past, setting up Powell. In the backside corral, lassoed by Dossett, and Wendell gets a piece, and that's the 7th team Oldham County foul.
Well, Wendell got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Now they're going to walk all the way down and shoot the bonus at the other end.
So Dossett, 1 of 2 from the foul line. He'll have a front end here with a penny under 4 minutes in this half. Six-foot sophomore is Dossett. The lone underclassman amongst the top 5 Gallatin Wildcats. The rest are seniors.
Nice looking stroke on those free throws.
So the lead now trimmed to 8. Oldham County led by 9 after 1. There's Gilmore. Around the horn she goes to Powell. Green, scoreless thus far. finding Powell. Powell chisels baseline, and he stepped on the baseline.
Got to have a plan, and Powell was dribbling to be dribbling, and bad things happened, stepped on the line.
How many times have you said dribble with a purpose, Coach?
Well, enough. If I paid a nickel, I would be in good shape.
Gallatin roaming up the floor. Nice catch by Riddle. Skidmore.
You better guard him. Wendell was slow getting there.
Koiser Hughes, and just like that's going to bring Hayden Burgess back in at the next whistle. The lead down to 5. Green out of control, but he's held. And Skidmore called. That'll send Oldham County for a front end.
Colonels maybe got a little bit of a break there. It looked like Green had already made up his mind and got his feet tangled up.
So Burgess and Roush, 2 original starters, back in. Ambergy and Wendell shuttle out. As Oldham once led by 10. The lead now 5.
Well, it goes back to what we said in the pregame with Coach Zurhusen. Respect your opponent, play hard, they will.
So Max Green with his first point. Does not get the start tonight. Green having a fantastic sophomore season as an All-8th Region performer. And the lead now back to a touchdown for Oldham. Goulian roaming up the floor. Low dribble to evade the defense. That shot dry, and here comes Green. Back to the trailer. Gilmore wide open, and that's going to spin out. Powell with the rebound, and it's off the baseline.
Gilmore almost too much time. Caught it, looked at it, kind of reset, and then shot it. Usually when you do that, your rhythm's off a little bit.
Powell out. We're going to have a timeout. Oldham County, a 30-second timeout. Back to Newcastle in just a moment. 8th Region Tournament live on Glycon.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycon.
Inside the Oldham County huddle. 7-point lead, 3:04 left in this half. Chris Labar along with Gary Forrest tonight. Live 8th Region quarterfinal number 3 this week. Quarterfinal number 1 this evening. Grant and Woodford to follow about 8:15 Eastern. And since Coach Sullivan brought Riddle back in the game, Gallatin's cut into that lead some.
Been a little bit of a steadying influence, but also at the same time, it's been a Skidmore show who's kept a minute with his three-point shooting.
Riddle subbed out with those 2 fouls at that whistle. So
I think a good call. You don't want him to pick up that third now that you're under 3 here.
Double team up top, and Burgess very assertive. He'll poke it in backcourt. Gilmore runs the floor. Oh my, a hard tumble. And a Gallatin County foul.
Well, the young freshman for Gallatin went for the fake and paid for it physically when he landed on his hip.
That was Andrew Brinker. Goulian receiving instruction from his head coach at that far sideline as Gilmore to the stripe for 2. Gilmore been a vital cog coming off the bench all season for Oldham County.
Yeah, what about the steal by the 6'8"?
Absolutely.
Big one for Oldham out, getting in the passing lane.
So Oldham misses a front end. That'll enable Gallatin try to slice into this 7-point hill. Latter stages of the half. Skidmore couldn't reel it in between the Ricketts, and here's a turnover. There's Green. Skip past Roush. A path, baseline.
Excellent move by Roush. Fake, lifted, got the defender in the air, drove by him for the layup.
Roush with 5, the lead back to 9. Arnold at the elbow. Now Arnold going to try his luck. Nice move, but he couldn't finish. Green out for Oldham. Green, a deep trigger. He's quite the improviser at times, and Oldham by 12. Big sequence as Gallatin tries to stay relevant late in this half. Brinker around the shoot. Got away with a step or three, but it's poked out off of Oldham.
Well, Brinker's got to realize there's a 6'8" guy back there waiting for him. And with all the pullback dribbles, he loses sight of him, and he suffered the consequences.
In the corner, Brinker. Skidmore, nice extra pass. They'll reverse Dossett. Fadeaway shot off. Sleester vacuums it in for Oldham. And he'll be called for the extension.
Well, you know, those are things that drive a coach crazy. Sleester, just make the regular pass. You're out front and you're really not being pressured. Turnover number 5 for the Colonels, matching that of Gallatin.
Sleester will depart with those 2 fouls. Roush back in for OC. Strong take, Brinker, and it's deflected out off of Gallatin.
I thought they were going to call a foul on that one. They kind of let them play here the last couple of minutes. 6th and 7th region officials known for letting them play.
Green, nice pass, and Powell for the conversion.
Green with what I would refer to as a hook pass.
Powell with 13, and Green.
A little AAU defense there. That's a couple of times he's been caught reaching, and a couple of other times he's reached and missed. You know, stay between your man and the basket. Simple basketball.
Green's second team ninth, the final 1-1 as Dossett 3 of 4 from the stripe. I think if Gallatin can go into the turn in single digits, they'd be relatively content.
That's your key right now. Get it down to single figures, and you know, maybe things will take care of themselves.
Dossett now 4 out of 5 from the stripe.
See, Dossett's another one, along with Skidmore, can get hot.
Got 5 out of 6, 12-point Oldham lead. Gilmore, now Green, very deep. Skidmore to Shadow. Gilmore, a corner heave. Got it! Gilmore with 6 off the Oldham bench, and the lead is ballooned to 15. Dossett with the extra pass. Beckham carves. Skidmore tries. And Arnold, backside rebound. Brinker from the elbow. And Burgess, been quite the factor in this half with a rebound. Green at 3, and a hard foul by Skidmore, his second. And Green for 2 free throws late in this half. So Green for 2. Max now 5 points tonight. With that last 3, he's connected on 76 from distance this year for Oldham. Tops for the Colonels. And he'll have one more as Ambergy going to check in.
He'll check in for Green, the shooter. I thought they might even take Burgess out. Don't want him to pick up that 3rd foul.
Green will get that to settle in, so give him 6 tonight as got 6 players on the floor. Green reluctantly shuttles out with 1.7 left. And Gallatin will inbound Skidmore. 3-quarter court, and that'll take us to half. Oldham led by 8 after 1. That lead doubled in the second quarter, and it's 46-33. Oldham County by 16. Be right back on GlideCod.com.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
Oldham by 16 as we welcome you back to Newcastle, venue for the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament. Chris LeBar along with Coach Gary Forrest tonight in Oldham County. A nice 24-16 outscoring in the second quarter.
Size factor, Chris. You know, between Burgess and Ambergy and at the same time Powell, the size factor, and it didn't help Gallatin when Riddle picks up an early second foul, and he really was their only size factor inside. Then they have to be dependent upon making threes. They were able to do that for a little bit, but law of averages will eventually catch up.
Got to 5 threes unofficially for Gallatin, 3 from Skidmore, a couple of those very, very deep. For Oldham, Powell, 15 points. Burgess, 10 points, half dozen or so rebounds.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, those two alone almost equaled the output by Gallatin's offense.
For Gallatin, Drake Skidmore, 17. Kellen Dossett, Ashton Goulian, each with 5. Logan Riddle, as Gary referenced, the post player, 3 points, but has 2 fouls. For Oldham, it's Powell, 15. Burgess, 10. Max Green, 6. Levi Gilmore coming off the bench with 6. Roush, 5. Sleester, 2. And Ambergy also with a deuce. Oldham take care of the ball. They should be okay.
Well, you would think so, but, you know, one thing about Gallatin, they really play hard, and they'll play hard till the end. The problem they have is when they start bringing kids off their bench, you get into their youngsters.
You've got Zach Johnson, the 6th man, a senior, averaging 7 points. But to Coach Gary's point, beyond that, you've got freshmen Beckham and Brinker, you know, undersized freshmen they're part of their rotation.
Very much so, and then that's when it gets you.
Game 2 tonight, Grant County and Woodford County. These two teams met early in the season. Woodford a winner in that game. And Yellow Jackets, a lot of fanfare up in the central part of the state. Don't hear a lot about them here, but they're 25-5.
Well, you know, they're right next door to Lexington. Some people have questioned, why is the team that close to Lexington in this region? But they're always trying to get regional balance. You won't always get the perfect alignment. They came in a couple years ago. They've been here a couple of times. Over the summer, they've transferred themselves from an average team to a pretty good team with the help of 6 transfer students that miraculously arrived, and a couple big ones. They go 6'7", 6'6", and they've had quite the year.
Yeah, Jackson Twombly, a Frankfurt transfer, and then Vince Mero's nephew, John McCreer, 6'8", averaging 8 points a game. But their top scorer, Dennis Johnson's son, former UK Wildcat, current Woodford County football coach, Jasper Johnson, 6'3", freshman, all 8th region, 13 points per night, Coach.
Very much so. Look forward to see them play. Oldham opened up with them early this year, and they were able to beat Oldham up in Versailles and kind of send a message to the rest of the 8th region that, hey, they're a pretty good team.
You look at Grant, 18 and 15, have one of the top scorers in the region. Dylan Hammonds at 25 points, 12 boards. Is there enough support around him tonight?
That's the big key. You know, Hammond's really a fun kid to watch. About 6'3", works hard, never says a word, constantly moving. He is a good middle-range shooter. Will stretch out to 3 some, but very clever, and it's fun to watch.
It'll be an interesting matchup. Quarterfinal number 4 tonight. It's Grant County versus Woodford in the vicinity of 8:15. Halftime of quarterfinal number 3 of the week here in Newcastle. Quarterfinal number 1 tonight. Oldham by 16. Be right back on Glycod.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind at Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit RitchieandPeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Are you looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8378.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Oldham County by 16 as we transition into the second half tonight live in Newcastle. Oldham leading by 8 after 1. And now the lead twice that as we get set for this second half. Gallatin possession, again their primary post threat, Logan Riddle donning number 55 with 2 fouls, and that could be very salient as he's shadowing Oldham size with Burgess. Goulian in the corner to Skidmore. Entry, Riddle, he'll try to thread the needle and is poked out off of Schleister.
Schleister very animated on every call. He's right there to help the official.
Hard-nosed. Oldham County Colonel played very well in spurts this season. Certainly he has down the stretch. Skidmore launches a deep one, and Powell to clean it up on the back. Roush to get the touches. Green will start the second half. Did not start this game. Post entry, and Burgess tapped it from behind after that low pass, and it's a turnover gobbled up by Dawson. What's the recipe for a Gallatin comeback?
Patience. You know, it's still a long way to go. What you don't want to do is just go all out for threes.
That's one example why. It's Burgess with a rebound, outlet Green. And Gallatin doing a nice job to get back on D as Gallatin in a defensive mode, and a foul on Oldham.
Well, you got Green clearing out with his inside hand.
We saw that call last night, and Koiser Husen conversing with a FAR official. I think he was a little surprised by that whistle.
Well, you know, it's like, who is gaining advantage? And apparently the official felt like Green did just that when he used his inside hand.
Goulian spinning, taking it right to Roush, but it's short. And a held ball arrow in favor of Oldham County.
So Schleister hanging in there and got the jump ball.
Ambergy in for Oldham as Green will depart. And Gallatin waiting to pick up at half court. Coach Sullivan over there in year one, succeeding long-time 8th Region coach John Jones, 27th season. As Burgess nudges to Ambergy, and a flop, no call, and Ambergy knocks it in.
And the official looked at him. He didn't give him the old get up sign, but the look was the same.
Trailing 3, Goulian couldn't steer it in, and Powell with an aggressive rebound as
nice,
Oldham.
Rugged rebound. You called it.
Schleister inside the lane, carving for a basket, and a Gallatin timeout. The lead at 20 on Glycod.com.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Gallatin down 20. It's never been this long tonight. Skidmore tries a 3, and that'll stem the tide momentarily.
Nice called play to free up Skidmore, get the ball back in his hands.
Skidmore with 20. Foul on the floor. Riddle's in the vicinity.
Well, I think Riddle got in the first bump and then the second one as well. And banged his nose on Burgess. Is rangy, I might add, and a little bony, and looks like he might have bloodied his nose.
So Riddle off. He'll be attended to by the Gallatin Training corps Zach Johnson, their sixth man is on. Roush to the basket for two more.
Rouse with good hops, drove it all the way to the back. And there's your difference. Oldham settling for the easy high percentage layups, and Gallatin right now looking to shoot a lot of jump shot threes.
Roush with 7, and Burgess pokes it out of play.
Well, it's nice to have a 6'8" guy to help your man who is beaten on defense, and Oldham has relied on him tonight.
Wildcats down 19, congested in the lane there, and Schleister very crafty with the take. Euro step to the basket, and it rolls off.
Took a trip around the rim before that one was decided.
He's at his best when he's taking it to the basket, I think.
Very much so.
Third on Skidmore, that's very important. He's Gallatin's primary offensive threat, as you've seen since about 6:30 tonight. Schleister for 2.
Riddle being worked on down at the end of the Gallatin bench. Looks like a little nosebleed.
Schleister does a lot of things well. Free throw shooting, not one of them, at 49% on the year. Rebound cleaned up by Ambergy. And Goulian, I believe, will be called for the reach-in. No, check that. It'll be Johnson. Third team Gallatin County foul. As Oldham will nudge it in play. Schleister. Powell shakes free. Twirling around, Schleister up, missed a bunny. Burgess couldn't clean it up. Ambergy will cash in.
Everybody got a shot at it.
Ambergy with 6. And Oldham County by 21 as we tiptoe under 5 in the third. Deflected Schleister and Powell. How high can he go?
Well, I was concerned about Powell with the defender coming behind him at a high rate of speed. But he did finish the dunk, and the defender pulled up right at the end.
Oldham by a bunch here. Middle quotient third quarter. Dossett all the way to the basket. Burgess having a field day. Roush snowbirds, and he'll put on 2 more. And
good
a Gallatin
timeout.
County timeout. Things unraveling
Yep.
for GCHS. We're back to Henry County High School after this break on Glycon.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street, with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycon.
And the dunk, as you see, for Sam Powell. Chris Labar, Gary Forrest back live, and a 25-point Oldham County lead.
Well, you know, we talked about tempo at the beginning of the game, and one of the things that's happened, the first half, even though Gallatin trailed, they were able to keep the tempo somewhat of what they wanted. But this third quarter, you know, Oldham has picked it up, and it's been keyed by their half-court defense rather than their full-court defense.
Wildcat possession out of the timeout as Skidmore.
Riddle back into the game for Gallatin, has it stripped.
He sure does, and Ambergy, oh my, Burgess for the tap-in.
Ambergy going for the attempted dunk, which we'll not talk about. Burgess follows his miss.
Under 4 in this third as Johnson working on Powell, and Powell not quick enough laterally, called for the personal.
Well, without saying so to your kids, Chris, you're now in this situation 3 subs coming in for Oldham, where you don't want to get people hurt. Seen it happen before, once in an 8th region semifinal. A team up by 20, had one of their starters still in, fell and broke his arm off an attempted dunk.
Wes Alexander in for Oldham, one of the 3 new players. Alexander played sparingly in the first half. There's a deep 3, partially blocked by Ambergy on the closeout. And here comes Green for Oldham. Alexander slicing for 2. Skidmore, short.
Still living by that 3, and
Gilmore, layup line for Oldham, and we're on the verge of a running clock. Gilmore now with 10. 64-33, under 3 in this third. Gallatin scored 3 points in the first 5 minutes of this quarter. Cutting to the basket, Goulian, and he'll strut the stripe for 2. Gilmore called, and another disparity. You look at the bench production. Oldham getting production from Gilmore and Roush and players like that.
Well, that's the depth that you find when a larger school plays a smaller school. And, when you have those numbers, unfortunately, games like this, the bottom line is Oldham's second 5 may equal or be better than Gallatin's first 5.
Well, Ambergy is always a contributor, although he did start tonight. 2 free throws for Goulian. And it's 29-point lead for Oldham. Colonels potentially will await the winner of Game 2, Grant and Woodford. That shot spun out. Ambergy muscles it in for 2. He reminds me, he's undersized in terms of size with Ian Higdon, but he has a similar motor, I think. Driving is Johnson for the basket. Beckham for 2. Green off the iron, and he'll get the roll. 68-37. 2:13 in this third. Skip pass in the lane. Beckham, turnaround. Alexander, and that shot blocked by Dossett. Dossett running the floor, and Green smothers that bounce pass. Lob to Alexander. And Ambergy tumbles to the floor as he'll be tangled up with Gallatin. Zach Johnson. So Powell out, Ambergy will leave. Ty Wendell is in for Oldham. He played a couple of moments in the first half. We've probably seen the last of Powell tonight, and Burgess. Gilmore off the inbound. Green into forecourt. Wendell. We'll see what Alexander does up there. Roush. Hard scrum, and Roush apparently touched it last.
Chris, to show how things have gone, Gallatin for tonight has attempted 24 shots. Oldham in this third quarter has attempted 22 shots.
Deflected by Green in backcourt. Oh my. Well, there's Alexander, and he's going to plow right through Riddle, and it's sloppy here. Alexander pokes it out. Schleicher back in for stability as Green will exit. 1:03 in this third. Oldham lost to Woodford back early in the year by 12 in Versailles. They defeated Grant by 6. That also very early in the season as that ball in reverse. That's Ashton Goulian for his 9th point. Sleester.
Colonel's looking to take the last shot here. 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Not in any hurry.
On the bounce. There's Alexander. Extra pass, Roush. Good skip with 10.
Great patience. No need to hurry things with the lead they have.
Sleester probing, veering for 2. Oldham maximizing the time. They'll tack 2 to the tally, and they lead big in Newcastle. Fourth quarter on deck on Glycod.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate. Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by 2 spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Oldham County forcing a turnover as we welcome you back. Colonel's on the verge of advancing to the semifinal. They'll play at 8 o'clock on Monday. Roush in the corner, Sleester. Back out Gilmore, little baseline J. Alexander and Oldham having their way on the backboard. Nice jump stop. Sleester couldn't score, but Wendell does. Wendell with a putback. And a sizable lead for the Colonels. This will be Koiser Hewson's 7th. Check that, his 8th. 20th win season in 9 years, as Oldham now will have 20 wins tonight and 10 setbacks. Goulian baseline. Riddle, an aggressive take. Gilmore with the rebound. All 3 winners have been very impressive in their quarterfinal game. Wendell down low for 2. And he's fouled as well. Drake Skidmore with his 4th, team 5th, as you likely heard in the foreground. We talked before the game for these winners tonight, how well they'd have to play to match the level of the 2 last night. How does Oldham rate as you look at the 2 winners from last night?
Well, they've been pretty good, maybe a little overclassed against Gallatin, but, they've probably gone deeper than anyone. Of course, the margin would be the reason, but and they did that without one of their starters being in there for a while, so interesting. We have to wait and kind of measure them with this next game as well.
Yeah, it should be 2 fascinating semis on Monday. A foul underneath on Riddle, and I believe that's his 4th. 6 minutes left, a running clock now at 35 points.
Unfortunately, this time of year, the most dreaded cheer should be outlawed in basketball as season's over. You know, I took a timeout one time and kind of went to our student body and said, we're better than that. You know, you can't do that to your opponents who's played all year and played hard.
Rebound scarfed up by Cameron Roush of Oldham that's in. There's Brady Guest on the drive. Wendell shot short. And Oldham back for that rebound as Wendell in a scrum. But it's secured tightly by Riddle.
I think this is going to be an ugly 5 minutes.
Off of Arnold. So Gallatin will sub in Skidmore back. He'll conclude his high school career. He's had a fantastic senior season, all 8th region at 15 a night. And Gallatin's year will close at 17-13, but I do think a good solid first year for Vance Sullivan.
Very much so.
Roush will handle. There's Nolan Leahy, a freshman. Leahy drives. And Alexander for the Colonels. And he did his best to stay in play, but it's out off that baseline as Alexander grins walking back down the floor. Ty Wendell, he's made an impression tonight. He's been in the scrum a few, has he not?
If Wendell makes a couple of those putbacks in there, he's in double figures.
I know it. He's got 4. The ball ricochets off of Roush. And now Zach Johnson of PGA fame will handle in forecourt. Coming up the near side, and Alexander called for the bump. 5th team Oldham foul. Freshman Henry Markham in for Oldham, so Markham and Leahy in, a pair of 9th graders for OC, and Koiser-Hugheson's brought almost everybody in. That had to be a good feeling for you, Gary, in a game like this as a head coach. You go down to the bench and could bring in kids that you know would make their day to get in the game.
Oh, it will make their memories in a lifetime for these young ones.
Say, hey, I played in the regional tournament.
And that always gets embellished.
Shot blocked and a foul on Markham.
Everyone I've ever talked to about how many they scored or what amazing thing that they did, and you can just laugh about it and say, well, I didn't remember it that way, but my memory's a little old.
Well, now you've embellished a few along the way, Coach.
Oh, I would say so.
Quite sure of that. Clock idle at 3:08, and that shot short for the Gallatin youngster. That's Andrew Stacy. Perkins is in for Oldham.
Well, I tell you, the ones enjoying it just as much. There's 2 guys sitting on the bench over there that played for us. And Josh Coble and Daniel Veheman, both of them were fortunate enough to be on regional winning teams and played in the state tournament. We reminisced a little bit tonight about those moments, and there was probably some embellishment going on then as well.
Jackson Perkins in. Daniel not going with the bow tie tonight. There's a 3 rattling in. That's Jackson Perkins. Good for him. 2:38 left. If you're here for game 2, we'll keep this stream active. We'll wrap this up and then roll on in to Woodford. Grant put back in for Eli Newman. Also, we'll have some post-game video interviews of student athletes and coach or coaches tonight. We'll upload those on our YouTube page, so keep refreshing. We'll have that for you here as the evening continues. Lady in the lane. Oldham averages 66 on the year. They're going to perhaps break 80 tonight. That ball steered long from Beckham. Stacy trying to clean it up. Good for him.
Nice rebound, excellent effort put back by Stacy.
Stacy's first field goal. Off of curl, Perkins. He's not bashful.
No, I don't think any of this group from Oldham is. It's like, it's my time to get mine.
Brinker veering in the lane, little floater. And Stacy Up and in for two more.
It's Stacy back-to-back, getting the ball off the missed shot and sticking it back in.
Koiser Husen wants a timeout for one more sub.
He's got one more to get in, and he just successfully did it. That's one of those. Timeout was to get a player in. Both teams were able to do that. Let's play on.
Ronaldo Zakaday, we hope we've got that right. Wasn't on our game notes, but Ronaldo in for the Colonels. And a 34-point advancement coming up for OC. Roush on the drive. Backdoor cut, that's going to leak off of Perkins.
The idea was right. The pass just a little bit behind his teammate.
We'll tell you that Bullitt East is moving on to the 6th Region Girls title game. They blast Bullitt Central. You can check that on our ticker here between games. Shot off the glass for two. Ronaldo Zappaday in for Gallatin. 79-47. 26 seconds. Oldham led by 8 after 1. It's been all downhill since for the Wildcats, but two more in transition.
Well, on a positive note, Gallatin's young ones, I think, have outscored Oldham's young ones.
That was Kaysen Baker with a field goal, and Perkins, as Oldham will dribble out and move on to Monday's semifinal. 79-49, a sizable win for the Colonels. Two class head coaches will shake hands at the scores table, and Oldham County moving on to the semifinal over Gallatin County, 79-49. Be right back for more coverage of the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament right after this. You're watching Glycod.com.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by LaGrange Service Center, a family-owned car repair shop that also offers 24/7 towing and wrecker service. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street. Call 502-222-1673.
(79-49) the final. Oldham County moving on to the semifinal on Monday over Gallatin by 30. What impressed you the most? And there, I would assume several things that did.
Just too much size, too much depth for Oldham. And, for Gallatin, they were able to keep the tempo as they wished early, but as time went on, I just think Oldham's depth just wore on them.
Max Green did not get the start. He was a contributor at times with 8, but Burgess and Powell really led them, especially Burgess, on both ends.
Very much so. It's nice to have a 6'8" kid in there that can clean up a lot of defensive miscues and, get a lot of his points off of the missed shots.
You will clean up some scoring here. Gallatin led by Drake Skidmore with 20. 14, however, in the first half. Ashton Goulian with 10. Kellen Dossett with 5, and then you go down to single field goals for the rest of these players. Stacy actually had 4 points, but Newman 3, Riddle 3, Beckham 2, Zapate 2, Baker also with a pair. And when Riddle got that second foul, he immediately goes to the bench. Things really started to slip at that point.
Very much so, and one of the things we talked about at halftime, if you're a Gallatin, you want to be really careful about coming out and trying to catch up by using the 3. And I thought they did that, and that just opened the floodgates, because when you miss threes, a lot of times that leads to long rebounds, which lead to runouts, and Oldham had a field day in the third quarter.
Balanced scoring, yeah, they did. They actually outscored Gallatin 24-9 in that third quarter. Sam Powell leading Oldham tonight with 15. Hayden Burgess 12, 9 unofficially for Roush, 8 for Max Green. Schleister 6. Levi Gilmore, 8. Alexander, 2. Ty Wendell with 4. As Oldham County, a sizable win over Gallatin. The most outstanding player from Anderson Sales and Service when we come back to Newcastle after this on Glycott.
Looking for a realtor to help your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8378.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime. Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, crestwoodcoinlaundryky.com.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Oldham advances tonight in Newcastle, 79-49 over Gallatin now for the most outstanding player. Presented by Anderson Sales and Service, Hayden Burgess and Drake Skidmore.
Can't complain about either one of them. Represented their teams well and helped get them as far as they got tonight.
Skidmore with 20. He hit some pretty deep threes, especially early in the game. Burgess, all that size, gave Gallatin fits. Burgess, 12 points, and Oldham will advance. They'll take on the winner of Game 2, Woodford and Grant. We will talk about that game in more depth when we come back. Just getting started here on Glycod.com. More coverage. Boys 8th Region Tournament. We'll be right back right after this.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit richieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street, helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by two spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
In between games, Woodford and Grant, they will tip as you see in the lower right. They're about 7:38 and ticking. The winner will take on Oldham. If you just joined us, the Colonels dominant as they blast Gallatin by a score of 79-49. Oldham now 20-10. Well, let's turn the page. This Grant County bunch, 18-15. Dylan Hammonds, Gary, having a fantastic season, and should be interesting to see what they can do against all this athleticism.
Yeah, you know, Hammonds, we saw him last year and seen him again this year. Just a very, very good high school player, but he's got his work cut out. He and his teammates, he's what makes Grant go, and Woodford, with the athleticism that they have, I'm certain that they're going to spend a lot of time on Mr. Hammonds.
Grant having been here now 3 times in the last 8 years, and every once in a while, Coach, they have a great team, but they still haven't been to the dance Sweet 16 since 1979.
It's been a long time, and when you go back that far, I think that was maybe their undefeated team that they talk about up there, only to get to the state tournament and get beat the first round. But what people don't realize, Grant County High School is a large school. It's either a 5A or 6A school, and so they've got a large number of athletes to choose from. They just haven't had success as much lately.
8th Region semifinalist, if you go back to 2020. Prior to that, it was that 0-3 run that we referenced. Grant County coached by Joe Utter, and Joe in, what is he? It looks like he's in year 6 here for Anderson, having done a credible job up here.
Yeah, he has changed the way they played. They played more up-tempo when he first came there, but now with a player like Utter, they've slowed it down a little bit and run their offense through him.
Grant 18-15, Woodford having a fantastic season, 25-5. We'll get acquainted with the Yellow Jackets when we return after this pause on Glycod.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville.
Are you looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8378.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
I started smoking probably around 11 or 12 years old, and then within a couple of years, of course, it's just part of your life. I quit in 2012 on May 2nd, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, in the parking lot of the hospital I was about to get admitted to because my left lung had collapsed. I was in the hospital for over 2 months. And then I was home with a tube coming out of my chest for about 6 weeks after that. And that's when I was diagnosed with stage 4. And eventually I will probably die from COPD. I had worked in the construction industry. I love to build things. In our old home, it was a fun place. And I built it all with my own hands, the walls, the ceiling, the floors. And that got taken away. We owned a boat, and I had to give it up. I couldn't physically handle it anymore. So we thought, well, let's maybe try to travel a little bit. So we bought a camper, and I had to give that up because I just couldn't, it's physically demanding. So your world just keeps shrinking. When you lay in bed at night, you're by yourself, that's when it weighs on you.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Gary Forrest, Mike Sumner on camera. Dakivian Giles, our outstanding on-site producer. In between games, Grant County and Woodford County in their preliminary calisthenics, as you say. Woodford County, Gary, 25-5, a solid year.
Very much so. We don't hear a lot about them because they're further to the east than us, but they've checked off all the boxes. They've beaten the quality teams here. Just beat Collins in the district here about a week ago. They beat Oldham at the beginning of the year, so they're a proven commodity, and their 25 wins show it.
They've actually also defeated PRP, which is an exceptional team. So great wins for Woodford. Their first district championship out of the 31st, actually out of the 30th. They are a longtime member of the 11th region before moving here in 2019. But Woodford, a fantastic season and score a lot of points, 64 a night.
They do, and they passed the look test. We're looking at them here on the floor. Very athletic looking. Got size, couple of big kids, 6'6", 6'5".
And not sure if Ben Halland or Jamie Dixon are watching tonight, but their ex-Panther player, Jaron Brown, head coach for Woodford, doing a great job inside year 6.
He's done a good job. He was in Lexington for a while, and now he's out in Woodford County, and their program seems to have turned around under his guidance.
Actually, year 3 for Coach Brown, 50 and 33. Outstanding career at Pitt, as you see. Starting lineups and tip when we come back. Grant County and Woodford County. Back after this on Glycod.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
From Glycod, it's the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Century Bank in Lawrenceburg, our community, your bank. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. John Reynolds Realtor. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside at Henry County High School for all the action of the 2022 8th Region Basketball Tournament from Glycod.
Back live, Henry County High School. A quick glance at your starters. Hammonds leading the quintet for Grant, averaging 25 points and 12 boards. Ziegler, Breeden, Scaff, and Wills join him. And then for Woodford, youthful starting lineup. We'll have that for you here in just a second. Just underway. And Woodford in the half court.
Grant man-to-man to start out on the half, playing the passing lanes.
It'll be Tyler Doyle handling it near wing. Stepping through is Mackay Smith. That shot rattles off, and rebound brought down by Grant. It's Hammonds. Pass at the elbow to the big guy, Wills. He'll be a key factor trying to combat that size.
Woodford straight man-to-man.
Hammonds lofts it up, and the shot reeled in by Aiden Nelson of Woodford. This is a group that will go very, very deep. They'll play 9 with regularity. And Grant in a straight man to start. Daniel Fox getting the nod at starting, and he'll
pass to himself and get away with it.
He sure did, as Colton Scaff has it and slides right over to Fox for the Braves. No score, just underway in game 2. Stepping through Scaff. Here is Hammonds 0 for 1 to start.
Grant won't get in any hurry. Wills at 6'9" on the block, but they really don't use him offensively a lot.
Scaff, the senior. There's Grant in the half court. No score, nearly 2 minutes gone by.
Well, we talked about tempo before the game as a key for Grant. Grant really just swinging the ball from side to side.
That's Spencer Breeden on the bounce, shadowed by Nelson. It's a good thing there's no shot clock. Hammonds drives in an and one, a hard-working field goal.
Well, the key right off the bat, Chris, it appears to be is Grant's not going to be in any hurry. You know, they'll be content to burn a minute off the clock on the offensive end and not really even look to shoot. And when they do decide to shoot, it's probably going to be 95% in the hands of number 15, Hammonds.
Hammonds with 3. Tyler Doyle called for the foul, so a nice solid start for Grant. Coach Utter unveiling the tie today in a little mini pocket square. And a 3-0 Grant start. Smith and Woodford attacking in the half court. This is their freshman star, Johnson. All 8th region as Johnson swings in the lane. The lefty lofts it short, and Hammonds lassos the Brave rebound. Breeden pull up from inside the elbow, and a rebound brought down by Woodford. Johnson's 3, oh my, well long, and Breeden with a rebound. Jackets scoreless, 3 minutes gone by. Scaff around the clock to Breeden. And now Fox gets his mitts on it.
Well, with the exception of Breeden's quick shot a minute ago.
Hammonds up for 2.
That's what they want, and that's who needs to get it.
How about the Brave patience in the half-court set? 5-0 start. And that's Nelson finding Doyle. Doyle drives for the bucket. Doyle, a 6'3" sophomore, averaging 7, and Breeden couldn't lasso that pass. Out of bounds, Woodford.
Well, one of the things we talked about, if you're Grant, you want to really limit turnovers. And that really was an unforced turnover.
Johnson will inch it in the lane. That's McClear. Long. Backside rebound, Hammonds, and he's going to have a toe on the baseline.
Well, McClear shot it from 3, missed it by 4.
The Woodford ball underneath. That's Johnson inching it to Smith. Everything but the basket. And Woodford out with it. Doyle trying to tie the game. And a long rebound. McCreer, a lot of length there over Wills to get it back. There's Johnson initiating contact, and 2 free throws coming up.
Well, looked like Woodford got away with one there, Chris. Everybody in the gym seemed to agree, with the exception of one stripe.
Johnson knocks it in.
He kind of waved it off as if, nope, there wasn't anything, but there was a lot of contact.
Thomas Fox, a senior, is in for the Grant County Braves. Also, Jackson Utter, coach's son, is on.
2-2-1 pressure by Woodford, just trying to speed up the tempo. You know, they don't want Grant to be able to hold it on the half court. Very fortunate to get away with that.
Scaff able to dig it out. Driving hard. Utter, he'll take it and initiate contact, and a Woodford foul.
Well, I think Utter might be wise to look around. He's very fortunate that the 6'7" player from Woodford didn't block that one, but he made up his mind. He was going.
That's a big foul, the second on Tyler Doyle. So Utter for a pair. 81% foul shooter as the Jackets go to their bench. Brian White is on, 5'11 senior.
So Doyle off, a good three-point shooter for the very athletic Woodford team. I'm not so sure how well they shoot it.
And Utter dry on both trips. And here come the Yellow Jackets. Johnson in the lane, a great pass, and the basket goes in for Makai Smith. Woodford by one and a teeter-totter as Grant tries to do something against this press. Utter spinning far baseline. Reversal, Breeden. There's a heave three. Scaff steers it home.
Well, you know, that's the same shot Grant could get a minute later as well. So I think they'd be well to remember the tempo part.
White inside the lane. Yes, Johnson shadowed by Utter. High screen. Now Johnson lofts it up. Got his own board. Two more. He's a very, very smooth player. Johnson with 4. Tie start, 5.5 gone by in Newcastle. Utter being badgered in backcourt. And now Scaff, the emergency recourse. Utter got tangled up from Johnson, and a turnover the result. Woodford looking for the lead. Nelson underneath, shot short from McCreer, and we're going the other way. Third team Woodford foul as Grant will shuttle back Wills their post as Breeden will be spelled. Wills back to the trailer. Scaff. Hammonds, that's where they want it. Wide open but short. And the rebound secured by Nelson. 5-on-4. McCreer on that low pass. Johnson trying to steer in a three. Jasper with 7. Jackets +3. And a foul sneaking through was Jackson. Twombly called for the foul.
You know, right now the Braves playing with fire against the 2-2-1. Trying to enter the ball into the middle when you have 4 defenders around it. In most cases, people will try to take it up the side, then reverse it up the side. Every time they get a pass into the middle, I just kind of inhale.
Carter Gabbard is on for the Braves. 6-foot junior, 3-point-a-night score. He'll wear number 4. Hammonds takes, and that shot partially changed, and a foul ensuing on Michael Wills, rather.
Hammonds looking at the official and felt like he was fouled. There was a lot of contact on the shot, but no call. If it's going to be called that way, it's going to obviously favor Woodford in this game.
Yellow Jackets +3 as we slide under a minute in this first quarter. Hard screen from Twombly. Now back out Johnson. Shakes, bakes. Great feed for 2. Nelson put it in. There's a turnover from Johnson. Oh my, 2 more. And they're coming in buckets in a Grant 30.
The floodgate has opened.
Woodford by 7. Back after this on Glycod.com.
Looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Yellow Jackets on a flurry late in this quarter. The lead now swells to 7. And it's Woodford ball, rather a Grant ball, out of the timeout. There's Hammonds up to Wills. And Johnson back to intercept that pass. Oh my, and he's going to throw it right off the derriere of Twomley that was not expecting that pass. And it will be out of bounds to Grant.
Utter playing a little fast for his team. He might want to try to slow things down. This thing is starting to slip away from Grant.
There's Hammonds at the elbow, cutting is Breeden. And a great overplay, but Will's the beneficiary, and he'll tack it in.
Right now, Grant will take it any way they can.
We'll see what Woodford does in the remnants of this quarter, +5. Santonio Wade on, wearing number 0. Spinning in the lane is Penn, and a foul underneath on Grant. Strong, aggressive take. First on Hammonds. And it's Aiden Nelson for 2 from the line. This Woodford County bunch doesn't necessarily shoot free throws very well at 64%. And Nelson again from the line. He's got 3 first quarter points and a long heave. Oh, that is in! Jackson Utter for 3 as we take a look. Moving to the second quarter and a 3-point Woodford lead on Glycod.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
Back to live action. We'll get another look at that utter heave when we get a moment. Grant down 3, lob to Breeden. Going to float it back in a live ball turnover. As Woodford down the hill, Johnson all the way to the basket, going to throw it right behind Trombley. And it will be Grant possession. Breeden foul line, partially blocked. And the Yellow Jackets with a rebound. Twomley runs the floor, and it's out of bounds to Grant. We take another look at this deep, deep shot from Utter. Johnson for Nelson for Woodford. As the Jackets inbound, going high to reel it in is Smith. Twomley chisels his way in, and Kyle Labar, the official, calls a travel. So Woodford, Hammonds, over now to Breeden. And a high errant pass ricocheting off the scores table.
Well, when you turn it over, you can't get it to one of the state's top scorers, and right now that's Grant's biggest problem. 7 turnovers just starting the second quarter.
Wade will weave to Twomley. White now will angle it to Wade. Wade digging in and spills it forward. There's Breeden. Up and in as he maintained position. think the Woodford contingent wanted to travel. And the second foul on Woodford's Jasper Johnson. So now both he and Tyler Doyle with 2. And Utter out, receiving an attaboy for Grant. As Scaff reinserted. And Breeden now with 3, and we're knotted at 16. So Woodford led by 10. Check that, led by 6. And then Utter with a 3-quarter court conversion to close the quarter. Now Grant has scored 3 to start this second quarter. Twomley around the clock to Smith. And now Johnson with those 2 fouls over left, shadowed by Breeden. The Grant contingent up on their feet. Johnson drifting back, shot off the heel. And Hammond snares it high for Grant. Braves looking for the lead. There's Fox, top of the circle. Over now to Breeden.
Got to get touches for your good one. Your burning the time is good, but your good one has got to get some touches.
That would be Dylan Hammonds in the low block now, positioned in front of Mackay Smith for Woodford. So Grant hanging around, 2.5 minutes in this quarter. Breeden driving hard off the glass. Breeden with points 4 and 5. And the Braves on an 8-0 spurt. Twomley backing in. Now Johnson, step back 3 off. Twomley cleans it up and put it in. The Frankfurt transfer is not at the game at 18. And Woodford on the defensive end as Grant tries to attack the pressure. Scaff got another one. Scaff with his 41st made 3 of the year. Twomley tries to answer, and Breeden vacuums in the rebound. Braves up 3. And now they'll decompress in half court. There's Hammonds driving on Twomley, tried to sneak by, couldn't, poked out off of Smith. It's Grant ball underneath, 3 subs coming in, 2 for the Jackets. Nelson in, as is John McCreer. And another coming in for Grant is size countered with Micah Wills. Strategic coaching on both respective sidelines. Breeden dumps it down low. Hammonds working on Twomley. Draws a foul. Crafty take by the junior.
Well, Hammonds is throwing the whole package at him tonight. The officials are letting him play, and the bodying up seems to have bothered him on some earlier shots, but he got the benefit of it there, so he'll shoot 2.
Nelson called for his first team 6th. As Hammonds knocks this one in. We talked about the support. Would there be enough around them? And thus far there appears to be. At least some 12 minutes in this game. Hammonds again from the line. He's got 7. And Grant now exercising a 5-point lead. As Wade, the quarterback of this quintet, a 5 call. Jackson Utter with a big defensive play. So Utter makes that big 3 to close the first quarter, and then creating havoc on the defensive end. And now Utter will initiate the offense, backing in. Lucky to hang on to the ball. Hammonds, the outlet. Breeden. This possession not off to a rousing start. Now Hammonds trying to provide stability up top. Yellow Jackets only 2 points in this quarter. They led by 3 after 1, and now Woodford plus 5, and they're in no hurry as Utter squirms to the basket, missed it. Twomley, backside vacuum. Now Twomley trails, and a flop on Hammonds. Twomley was going to the basket, and Hammonds tried to slide over. His second foul, and the 4th on Grant. So Twomley apparently not fouled in the act of shooting. So that's a second on Hammonds, and a big one.
Well, they've got to keep him on the floor. I'm just concerned you've got a few other guys for the Braves who are cocked and ready to go, and going to take some ill-advised shots. A couple have gone in.
That is McCreer. Back out Twomley around the horn. Johnson. Oh, excuse me, that's Wade. Nice overplay by Utter, and the ball's going to leak near us sideline. Out of bounds, turnover. This Grant County backcourt been very assertive.
Sloppy ball handling on the behalf of the Yellow Jackets, and right now 6 turnovers here midway through second quarter. All those things play into the hands of the Braves, who want that slow tempo. Shot getting ready to go up.
There is Breeden. He thought about it. Now Hammonds. Pretty solid beginning for Grant.
Well, see, the big one won't come out and guard Breeden, so he's always their safety valve.
That would be McCreer, whom Gary references.
6'7", they're in uncharted territory out front.
And Breeden now drawing some pressure. Slides by him and called for, I think we're going to call him for a palm, but a foul up top.
I think it must have been McCreer put his hand on his hip as he started his dribble.
1-1 the rest of the way this half. Breeden, as McCreer called for his second. So Johnson, McCreer, and Doyle, 3 starters, each with 2. That may be important as this night unfolds. Breeden now with 6. 6'1" sophomore, averages 8. That 3 by Utter has changed the momentum of this game.
It really seems to flatten Woodford out. Woodford right now allowing the Braves to burn valuable time off the clock.
Breeden with 7. That's the size of the Yellow Jackets deficit.
Grant back man-to-man. More of a contained defense than anything. Content to let the Yellow Jackets shoot from outside.
Johnson opposite Utter. The winner gets Oldham County on Monday at 8 o'clock. And we're going to have a Woodford County timeout. A big final 1:43 in this half for them. We'll be back to Dry Ridge. Check that Newcastle after this on Glycod.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Chris LeBar and Gary Forrest back live at Henry County High School. Woodford County possession out of the timeout.
Chris, I think they're much better when they put Johnson out on the ball offensively.
Johnson back in with those 2 fouls. Twombly backs in, coughs it up. Heaves it back in play, but Johnson the beneficiary in a huge turn of events. Johnson with 12, and the lead now 4 as the Jackets pick up full court. And a nickel dimer, as they say, on Makai Smith, 1-1 coming up. It'll be Breeden. Shoots him at 68%. White in for Twomley. For Woodford also, Nelson will be reinserted. Free throw in. Breeden 4 of 5 from the foul line.
Breeden very confident looking at the free throw line.
Grant has made 8 free throws in this half. 2-possession game. There is Johnson, uncorks a 3, back-to-back big ones. 3-point Grant County lead. Breed sachets up the floor, skip pass, too much air over Fox.
Breeden over dribbling, play with a purpose. Turnover number 8 for the Braves.
Utter back in for Grant. As Scaff replaced. Smith veering left for 2.
Smith, very athletic, just went by the 6'9" Wills.
Fell in backcourt. That was Aiden Nelson. And the Braves back for 1-1. So the final 1-1, 9th team.
Good coaching decision, getting Hammonds out of the game with 2 fouls, 34 ticks left to go in this first half.
Off the mark, and Woodford with a basket here will get the lead. Here comes Johnson. It all started when he came back in the game. There's the trailer, Nelson. Now Nelson, left-hand dominant player, lofts it up. Off the mark, and Breeden. He'd be best served to take it easy. And there is Fox, poked in backcourt. Johnson racing with Breeden.
Tell you what, fortunate Johnson didn't pick up his 3rd on that loose ball scrum.
5 left, Breeden sees it all the way for 2. Back-to-back baskets to close each frame, and Grant leading by 3 is Breeden. A strong drive to close the first half. 8th Region Boys coverage continues from Newcastle after this on Glycod.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance is the #1 property and casualty insurance provider in Kentucky. With local agents, our members enjoy an unmatched level of dedication and service. KFB's rates are affordable and our local claims service is quick and efficient. Call or come in today and let us show you the Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance difference. In Lawrenceburg, contact Agency Manager David Taylor or Agent Ashley Nesbitt at 1056 Bypass South. Phone 502-839-4186. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community Strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years. Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
Grant County by 3 and a little bit of a surprise, Gary Forrest, and some big shots to close each frame.
Very much so. One of the things we talked about before the game for Grant, one of the keys was to slow the tempo down. And they played a little cat and mouse. They've spread it and made free throws, and they've got themselves a 3-point lead.
29-26. Spencer Breeden, 11 points. Hammond, 7. Scaff with some very big plays with 6. Jackson Utter 3. Micah Wills with 2. And Grant from the foul line. A little bit of a surprise, getting a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, if you're going to play that way, you have to make free throws and not turn the ball over. And they've been good, but I have a hunch this second half, Woodford's going to turn the heat up.
Jasper Johnson saddled with 2 fouls, 15 points. When he came back in the game, hit those 2 big threes.
Very much so. And one of them, sort of controversial. It was a bing, bing, bang that you thought Grant should have had the ball. They didn't get it. Woodford got it and knocked down a 3.
Johnson 15, Aiden Nelson with 6. These are unofficial. Tyler Doyle 2 points and a couple of fouls. Jackson Twomley with 4. Makai Smith with a field goal. So Grant County by 3 at half. The winner will take on Oldham as Oldham dispatched Gallatin tonight by 30. From an adjustment standpoint, I would have to think that Grant being very content with the pace of this game.
I think Grant would. Chris, unless you play this way all the time, it's hard for your kids to have patience and to play it throughout. And I thought in the second quarter there were times that Grant was letting the game speed up, and many times they did it themselves. I just don't know if they have the capabilities of doing the things they have to do this second half. They've got the lead.
Well, they're halfway there. Dylan Hammond, 7 points. You feel like he's going to have to be asserted more in the second half.
Well, very much so, but what's happening is he's getting bumped a little bit on shots. He just needs to realize that's the way they're going to call it and play on through it. But I think it's affected his game. Plus, he hasn't got the touches. If you're Grant and you're going to play cat and mouse and you're going to turn it over and you're going to burn a minute and a half, in the end, he should be their number one guy that they're looking for. And got a couple other guys that have taken it upon themselves to anoint themselves as the one.
Jasper Johnson, outstanding player. First time we've seen him live. What are your thoughts on his play?
Yeah, very athletic, good shooter, and I thought they really kind of flattened out when he was out. And even when he came back in, they took him off the ball, and he didn't get a lot of touches.
And really, Woodford hasn't maximized their size advantage. Haven't pitched it down low. McCreer a whole lot. Twomley a little bit, maybe.
After seeing Twomley and McCreer, maybe they're having an off night. But I can see one reason why they would. Both of them look a little questionable in and around the block tonight.
Lots of basketball forthcoming on Glycott, Gary and I, and Dry Ridge tomorrow. Seemed like we've been everywhere this week. Back at Grant tomorrow. Great doubleheader. We'll have it for you. Owen and Spencer, and then Anderson and South Oldham, the nightcap. Should be 2 close games.
I think should be 2 good girls games tomorrow night up at Grant County, and I think you and I both own 71 and own parts of 75.
We do. Anderson, clearly the class in the regular season of the 8th region. But we've seen South Oldham so many times, you just get the feeling that they're going to play quite well tomorrow.
I think it's a good match for South. Some of the same things that Anderson does well, South may be able to negate that. And what I mean is pressure on the ball. And Anderson will come at you, and they play and they score in flurries. They've got a maybe Miss Kentucky basketball player. She's committed to UK, and we watched her the other night turn it on against the Simon Kenton group that their coach was retiring, and they didn't want to give it up.
That's Amia Jenkins. So a great doubleheader tomorrow night on the air. Pregame starts tomorrow at 6 from Dry Ridge. Halftime here as you see Woodford County, the favorite in this game, trailing Grant 29-26. Second half next on Glycott.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
A plan for the future is a plan for peace of mind. At Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home. Proud supporters of the Lady Bearcats and locally owned by 1985 AC graduate Brian Ritchie, they have been serving Lawrenceburg since 1991. Visit ritchieandpeach.com or phone 502-839-5151. Ritchie and Peach Funeral Home, 701 North Main Street. Helping you create the tribute of a lifetime.
Are you looking for a realtor to help you buy or sell your property? Then look no further than John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher. John has helped hundreds achieve their goals through buying and selling real estate. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading to a larger home, or downsizing as an empty nester, John will work with you to help you get where you want to go. For a realtor that has supported the community for over 20 years and who has creative ideas, consistent communication, and dependable results, call John Reynolds with Exit Realty Crutcher at 502-598-8378.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycott.
Woodford County basketball left to right to start. Johnson, a hurried three, and Hammonds staves him off to pick up the loose ball. Winner takes on Oldham Monday at 8:15 in the second semi. We'll see how Grant responds. plus a few. Hammonds. They'll draw Makai Smith out on him now. Breeden nudges it in the lane to Wills. Up and in. Maybe that's the adjustment. Pitch it down low.
Nice little jump hook by Wills. First shot of the night for Wills. Used all of his 6'9" body.
Nelson, a wonderful cross for an answer.
Nelson, just a good athlete. Wrong hand, wrong side. Still got 2 points.
There's Scaff back to Utter. He's going to squirm up the baseline. Wills, a power dribble. Sit back. Not once, but twice. And Woodford looking for the tie as Johnson veers for 2. He's got 17. Things starting to simmer.
Well, if you're Woodford, just the way you want to play it. If I'm Grant County, I'm really close to calling a timeout to get this thing back under the tempo you want.
And now Breeden trying to stabilize things. He's had a great game tonight with 11 averages, but 8. There's Scaff. Down low, Wills and Johnson with those 2 fouls and an overplay out of play.
Wills has to do a better job of holding his man off. They're going to try to go into him to get that foul, that 3rd foul on Woodford's biggin.
Wills will touch far sideline. Now Utter down deep. Wills. McCreer pokes it back again.
Go right back at him.
And he does.
There you go.
Wills with a half dozen.
So many times kids, after they get it blocked, will just stop.
Oh my, and Johnson nets another tray.
Well, Johnson goes from air ball to a 3-pointer. 2-2-1 once again. Woodford trying to push the tempo.
Sliding through his Utter.
Very fortunate.
Now Scaff.
I'm not sure about that one.
Spins out, and Woodford 3-on-2 break. Smith all the way for the Woodford lead and a foul.
Well, you know, if you're Grant, you got to cue your kids in on what's a good shot under what conditions. And they've taken 3 really quick shots, and all of them have resulted in Woodford fast breaks.
Foul whistled on Scaff as Woodford for their first lead since the middle of the second quarter. 35-33, Jackets plus a basket. Now Breeden. As this possession thus far bogged down a bit. Hammonds powering baseline, lowers the shoulder, and a turnover. A critical juncture in this game, I believe.
Well, you all have to be on the same page to try to get across what Grant's trying to do. You got 3 guys trying to play slow, and 2 other guys are playing fast.
Nelson, nice layup. And Nelson now with 9 in a 4-point Jacket lead. They trailed by 3 at half. There's Breeden into forecourt. Utter bounce pass to Hammonds. Now Breeden, Scaff.
He's going to shoot them out if they're not careful.
And McCreary's been a factor here as he'll draw a foul on Wills over the top. So McCreary, a couple of blocks. And the second foul on Wills. Yes, Foxen, you didn't like the shot attempt there?
No, I saw this same act earlier in the year at Oldham. You know, you've got to have everybody on the same page, and every once in a while you have a lone coyote out there that decides to try to do too much, and it'll get you in trouble.
Nelson, the initiator tonight, as he'll weave to Jasper Johnson. Johnson with the crossover, rifled in the corner. Under 4. Elbow jumper. That's going to spin out. And a foul over the top.
I think that'll be 3 on McCreary.
So John McCreer with his third. And for the moment anyway, he'll stay on the floor. Breeden centers it middle of the floor. Now he'll accelerate into forecourt. Daniel Fox, 5'9" junior, kills the dribble. Breeden down low, Hammonds. Hammonds working very hard for the basket.
Gary did. Nelson held his ground, and Hammonds finally able to shoot through contact.
And Johnson just too much speed for Fox up top. Second on Fox. Third foul on Grant. Johnson inbound. Step back 3. And Breeden mistimed his jump on the backside, and Woodford sneaks in for the ball. Doyle inside the lane. Nice grab there by Nelson, far side. There's McCreer, and a fistful of jersey, as you could see from Wills from behind, and that's number 3.
And the thing about it is, McCreer really is a non-threat on the offensive end. If you're Wills, just don't foul him. Just position yourself between him and the basket, and then he picks up a 4th.
Oh my, and 5 team fouls on Woodford is Joe Utter incredulous far sideline. Woodford on the verge of the bonus.
You come out with a lead, you change what you're doing, and 5 fouls later, you're down. They're not guarding Johnson at all.
There's McCreer, and he might have a field day with Wills not on the floor. McCreer's first basket, a 4-point. Woodford lead. The ball spills in backcourt on the turnover. That is Doyle. And he steps on the sideline. Fox in backcourt over now to Scaff. Fox inside the lane. Now Scaff will handle. Perhaps they try to angle it to Hammonds again if he can get on the block. Here's Hammonds in front of the bench. Right through Hammonds' mitts as Breeden couldn't connect.
Breeden threw it a little behind him. Unless he's got hands back there, that's a tough one to catch. You know, right now, Grant inflicting bodily harm to themselves.
Yellow Jackets leading by 4. Woodford 25-5 coming in. They've not been to the Sweet 16 since '86. We've got a whistle. And a conversation between 2 of the 3 officials.
Well, it's either 3 seconds or a defensive foul.
Will be whistled on the Braves.
McCree never really came out of the paint when the ball was reversed all the way around. I thought they were going to call him for 3 seconds, but
Hammonds called his third, and that's a critical sequence. Late in this third, Johnson will shake, and he'll bake, and he'll pitch it over, and Woodford's in the bonus. 7th team Grant foul.
Well, I think it's a good call. You know, the bottom line is, why are you fouling him in there? I don't think he makes that shot.
Well, Fox was pinned deep and without Wills in the game with any size.
Well, Grant hasn't done a good job on out-of-bounds plays. Anything that's a flash through the middle, they just wave at it uncontested. You know, you've got to put a body in front of them, and you've got to redirect.
Hammond snares the front end. Braves need a bucket here to stem this rally.
But you know what? They need not be in a hurry.
Foul up top. Second this frame on Woodford. Second for the game on Makai Smith, 6'2 freshman.
Yeah, if you're Grant, you want to go back to that slow pace.
There's a lob to Breeden. I'm not sure Woodford was ready for the inbound play.
No, unless he has eyes in the back of his head. He didn't see it coming.
So Breeden now with 13. Leading score tonight for Grant. Just over a minute in this third.
Interesting. Hammonds with 3 fouls having to check McCree.
And Nelson fires it left for a turnover.
Woodford not standing Prosperity very well.
Brian White back in for the Yellow Jackets. As Smith will shuttle out. Here comes Twomley with those bright teal sneaks into the game.
2-2-1 employed by Woodford on the inbounds. You know, a lot of these Grant County passes against this press have been, just about.
Deflected out off of Nelson.
And there's another one.
So Coach Joe Utter trying to buy some time. He's got his big Micah Wills on the bench with 4 fouls. Dylan Hammonds, his star player, with 3 late in this third quarter. And a left-hand power dribble into front court. Hammonds working on Twomley, spins back right, off the heel, ricocheted, pinballed around, finally secured by Johnson. And Johnson all the way. Reminds me of De'Aaron Fox a bit, Gary.
A little bit, yeah.
4-point Woodford lead, and Grant loose change possession here in this third. Breeden could not advance it.
Well, they've been flirting with danger against the press this entire game, and got to get across half court in 10. They haven't changed the rule.
So Woodford with an opportunity late in the third. Jackets trailed by 3 at half.
Watch for Johnson going one-on-one.
No resistance from Fox. Now Twomley backs in. Nelson with that strong hand for 2.
Well, if they're going to let Nelson go left, he's going to oblige them.
Fox off the mark. Woodford outscores Grant by 9 in the third. 8 minutes left. 8th Region Boys quarterfinal. And Woodford County on top by 6 on Glycod.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate. Today's game is presented in part by Sweet Mash, a great little store in the heart of Lawrenceburg.
Sweetmash.com.
Opened by 2 spirited Bearcat alumni who are proud community supporters, Sweet Mash carries a unique array of Southern goods, gifts, and apparel. Visit them at 101 South Main Street, just across from Lawrenceburg City Hall, or shop online at sweetmash.com. You can also follow this boutique gift shop on Instagram at Sweet Mash Goods.
Sweetmash.com.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Grant County possession to start the fourth. Michael Wills back in with those 4 fouls, and certainly you can't bring him back with a loss, so now's the time as the Braves 2 possessions down.
Well, once again, that's an eternity. Go back to the tempo that got you where you are. You're still in the ball game. Quick shots or turnovers doom you.
Letter shadowed by Doyle up top. Now Hammonds, strong drive right against Nelson. The 2 free throws will ensue. fourth team. Check that number 3 this half on Woodford. Hammond's 9 points for a pair. Hammond's now with 10. A hard-earned double-figure night.
You know, I would say after this game, if you asked him, he would say it's the most physical game he's played in all year.
Twomley secures the rebound. So a 5-point Woodford County advantage. All the way to the basket was Doyle. Nelson. And the long rebound. Great position on the backside by Scaff to stave off the defender. And here comes Utter. Now Hammond's fouled. A hand check on Twomley. First on Twomley. Grant possession as Breeden slides in the lane, now nudges it a little bit deeper. That's Wills with 4 fouls, and he got the roll. 6 second half points for the big, and the lead reduced to 3. Utter will extend Johnson, and Johnson blows right by him, lofts in the lane. Wow. Jasper with 21, a new season high, and the lead back to 5. Hammonds across the timeline now. It's swung to Utter. Oh my, that's not what they want, but sent back. I think Grant caught a break there as it bounces out of bounds. As you see, Johnson just so smooth, lofts it in the lane.
Yeah, he's a left. He goes left. They took a left away. He went by right, but he will always come back left. And
that's Utter back to dig it out.
Every pass is an adventure getting it in for the Braves.
Doyle badgering the point of attack. Johnson has played a while with 2 fouls. Had 2 fouls in the first half. That's been one reason why Woodford's had such a successful second half. There's Hammonds. Back to Breeden. Breeden, a strong drive and an and one, and there's the third on Johnson. So Breeden with points 14 and 15, and the 5th team Woodford foul. Breeden's season high coming in was 17. He's got 15 now.
Well, he made free throws early, but he's missed his last couple attempts.
He sure has.
And these are the ones you need.
Lead at 3. So we slide under 6. Doyle now woven around the clock. Little foul line J off the mark. That was White, but the rebound back out. Twomley chisels hard. And a foul by Breeden preventing the dunk. If there's one word that would not describe Twomley's play, it would be finesse. He is a bulldoze guy.
There's that old analogy, a bull in the china shop.
Twomley on the year, 61% free throw shooter.
Twomley looks kind of like a throwback to somebody who played in the late 70s.
4-point Yellow Jacket lead. Trying to advance to their first 8th region semifinal. Hammonds down deep, spinning right.
Hammond's starting to warm up a little. I'm afraid it might be too little too late, but we'll see.
Hammonds with 12. Still a lot of time left, as you see, just north of 5, and a Woodford basket lead. Doyle scored the first basket of this game for Woodford. He's not been heard from since offensively. He'll have it far. Float to Twomley. There he goes. And sneaking in for the rebound is Hammonds. A late whistle, but a Woodford foul.
Yeah, Twomley, in his efforts to get the ball back, went right across Hammond's face.
Well, that was Wills.
Oh, Wills.
Yeah, Wills is cut up, so he's going to have to trot off the floor. And some blood on the floor, and Wills, of course, cannot re-enter.
Now, once again, the problem is getting that to stop. We saw this a week ago down in the district with Oldham when South Oldham player got cut, was never able to come back in, couldn't get it to stop bleeding.
So Wills out, and both teams going to, I thought Grant was going to try to huddle everybody over during the stop.
Well, they got the blood cleaned up. That's the key. So a 2-point game now. Now it gets fun.
Thomas Fox in for the Braves in place of Wills. Oh, and Breeden reels it in. Grant looking for the lead. And Scaff thought deep about that one.
Scaff thought long and hard about that one.
Doyle, a lot of length advantage on Utter up top. Now Breeden.
Just go back, be patient, and find Hammond.
There he is. There's Hammonds. Power dribble, now back.
Burn some more time and find Hammond. There he is. You got him on the block where you want him. Let him go one-on-one.
Grant in the half court. Very, very patient set, so we tiptoe under 4. Woodford by 2.
There's your entry.
The entry.
There it is.
1-1 coming up.
Did a great job. It didn't look pretty at times, but in the end, they got it to who they needed to get it to.
8th team foul.
Yep. Now we got McCrary back in, and he's a defensive presence, but I think he's an offensive liability.
So Hammonds for a front end. Hammonds again, and that's going to pop out.
Normally a very good free throw shooter and a guy you would want on the line in a pressure situation.
We'll see how this youthful Woodford County team responds, and the Jackets want a timeout. Coach Jaron Brown will get the troops over.
Looking down at the end of the bench, Chris, still working on Wills. I'm not sure they've got enough time to get the blood stopped and get him back in, but we'll see.
We will keep things right here as Woodford, 3 timeouts remaining. Foul situation, we'll reset that for you. Woodford County, 17 fouls. Grant with 8, the arrow in favor of Woodford as the Yellow Jackets have the ball out of the timeout. And Wills now trotting to the front line of the Grant bench. It appears that he's ready to get back in. Coach Utter looking up at his big, having a conversation for the moment anyway. Wills will have a seat.
Grant not very big. You want to try to trap the ball out of Johnson's hands. He's the guy that can put the nail in you.
Johnson into forecourt. Spinning right, which is the opposite hand. Now he goes left. Nelson, strong drive. McCreer up, missed 2 of them, and it's poked right back out to Johnson.
See, I still think McCreer is that offensive liability.
And Johnson fouled up top, 1-1. Coming up, foul on Fox. 9th team foul. Johnson, 73% foul shooter, and Grant's going to bring in Wills. Also, Utter back in. Jasper Johnson, all 8th region in his freshman year. And that is a big front end. 22 points unofficially, exceeding his season high by 2, and Johnson calmly connects on a pair.
Well, here comes the the time that you really worry about. Grant beats the press, gets across half. That's a plus.
Utter. As Scaff races up top. Now Breeden from the elbow. Scaff trying to tie the game. McCreer with a rebound.
Timer on that one.
And Nelson. A big Woodford rebound. Now the Jackets
take their time. They're in command right now.
Johnson inside the lane. He can get there whenever he wants. Grant down 5, trying to pick up the tempo. Breeden all the way, and a foul on McCreer. As Breeden taking it to the Woodford big, he has had an enormous game offensively, as Spencer Breeden, at least by his normal production. Average is 8, he's got 15. Trying to make it a one-trip game with another make. Two more Brave subs coming in at the next dead ball, and Breeden swirls that down. Wills with the 4 fouls will exit. Scaff right behind him. Fox in, and Fox, Daniel and Thomas both back in. Now Grant picking up full court. Woodford finding Johnson. McCreer the outlet, driving hard, contact, no foul. And Grant with a rebound. There's Hammonds, what will he do? Breeden.
No hurry, plenty of time.
Fox.
Don't need a 3.
And with the stop at the other end, Grant's big, now able to get back in the game as Will's on the bench with those 4 fouls. Turnover, Johnson coughs it up, and finally Thomas Fox digs it out for the Braves. There is Breeden. A hard screen and a moving screen, a Grant County foul.
Yep, Utter out front, just clocked a guy on the screen. And it wasn't a hard call. In the middle of the floor, it's an easy call.
1:49 left. Coach Utter very displeased on that far sideline. Johnson inbounding. Nelson parading up the floor.
Nelson going to go to his left.
Behind McCreer, and they didn't need it, Coach.
Time and situation. Neither team is real good at that right now. It's more like, here, you take it. No, you take it. So once again, 142 an eternity. No hurry if you're Grant.
Utter. Over now to Breeden. Woodford trying to hang on. Utter. Back out to Breeden.
Missed a hand check on Johnson out front. Reset, run it again.
And they will.
You want to try to work the ball. There it is, in the post.
Against Nelson, and Nelson too much body. It will be the final 1-1. 9th team jacket foul. What's made that play so successful?
I just think that Hammonds has done a better job locating where he wants to be. And they've got him the ball. In this half, oh my goodness.
A huge miss.
Yes. This half, he's done a better job accepting the contact, but he's missed some big free throws. That's very unusual for him.
Johnson, crossover. Braves need to stop badly here. It's swung to Makai Smith.
I would bait the ball to go inside. If I'm Wills, I play behind the big one.
And Jaron Brown wants a Woodford 60. We'll take a brief pause as well. Jackets by 3. Their ball when we come back to Gallatin.
Range Service Center is a automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Lots to unpack here. Woodford by 3. Their ball out of the timeout as you see 52.8 left. Jackets with the arrow and both teams in the double bonus. What's the play here for the Yellow Jackets out of the pause?
Well, I'm going to put the ball in Johnson's hands. We don't have to necessarily score, but if anybody's going to shoot the ball, it should be Johnson, or else he's on the drive and he dumps. I almost baited. He's taking Wills out to the big one right there.
And McCreer finds Nelson underneath. Scoop pass, basket for Doyle. Great call by Brown.
Turnover coming.
And it is deflected out. And how about that timeout by Coach Brown? Got an easy bucket out of the
They did
pause.
a great job, attacked the basket.
And perhaps that's the sequence that moves Woodford on to the semis. Doyle in backcourt.
Well, I think they had their chance when they should have found War out in the corner.
And that's the fourth on Hammonds. Still a two-possession game as the turnover leading up to this free throw. 2 free throws for Doyle. 6'3" sophomore. So the song remains the same, a 5-pointer. Wills back on. Gallant effort tonight by Grant, but perhaps not enough. And Doyle misfiring. So the Braves, relevant still. Utter squirms into front court. Scaff a hurried 3. McCreer rebound, and he'll march down and shoot 2 free throws.
You get the ball to your best player.
That would be Hammonds.
Well, he's the guy that scored the most points for him this half. You got to look for him.
Wills will foul out. Wills 8 points. Strong effort for the 6'7" junior. And McCreer for 2 Woodford free throws. A lot of the fans near sideline starting to file out. Some of the Collins coaching staff will exit. We're on the verge of having 2 great semis on Mondays. McCreer steers that one in. Going to have North Oldham taking on Collins in game 1, followed by what apparently is going to be an Oldham-Woodford final. At least that's how it appears right now. McCreer again. 2 big ones. And the Jackets want a timeout to set up their defense. Woodford County by 5. You're watching the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament on Glycod. Be right back.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
You're tuned in to the 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycod.
Woodford County +7. Waning moments. Grant County led by 3 at half, but Woodford outscored the Braves 17-8 in the third. And the lead now has grown to 7 in the late moments. Thanks so much for watching tonight on Glycod. More basketball tomorrow. 8th Region Girls Semis at Grant on the air at 6 o'clock. Should be a great doubleheader. Owen and Spencer in game 1. Anderson, South Oldham in the nightcap. 3-trip game. Hammonds the trailer. That's a big one, and a Grant timeout down to 4.
That's why you get the ball to your best player.
We're going to keep things right here.
Yep.
As Hammonds trying to keep the Braves afloat in this game.
All right, so if you're the Braves, you want to quickly try to steal. You don't have a lot of time to choose who you're going to foul, and then you foul immediately. So right now you're hoping to trade off 2 for 1 or 3 for 1. In the ideal situation, it'd be 3 for 0, but, you know, you have to go that route. It'd be interesting to see if, well, he's still got the big one on the floor. Yeah. I would bait the pass to go to him.
Yeah, McCreer 54%.
Yep. Now, I mean, he looked good at the line a minute ago, but you have to play the odds. I don't think the one you want is Johnson.
Nelson to inbound. Turnover as Nelson tried to reel it in. It's Woodford possession with the arrow, and the Jackets hang on. 13.4 left.
Once again, now you got Johnson throwing the ball in. So that's a good thing if you're the Braves.
Long pass. Nelson, a great catch, and astute foul. No basket.
Foul on the floor.
Fox foul to prevent the easy basket. And 2 free throws for Nelson. That was Utter, with a foul. So Aiden Nelson, 6'2 junior. He's been quite the force. Very impressive player on the drive. He's got 8 tonight. 13 ticks left. Braves need 2 threes. A deep heave. Well short from Gabbert. Hammonds. Sure. And Grant will call timeout with 1.5 left. It's now a 3-point Woodford lead as Hammonds with 6 quick points.
You got to be awfully good to just come in the game and let one rip. You know, that's just a little bit of self-discipline. Get the ball to your best player.
Well, if this score holds, I think if you're the Grant staff, you're just going to feel like just a couple of possessions, really the difference in this game.
Well, one of the things you got to ask yourself, Chris, is was our purpose defined starting the third quarter? They came out the first 3 minutes of the third quarter and looked like, let's just play fast. And that's not what got them the lead. It did get them behind, and when they went back to reeling it in, they were able to, chip away at this thing. They're probably going to second-guess themselves a lot.
So Johnson will inbound. And that should do it as a foul given at .6. Doyle will have 2. We're looking forward to Monday's matchup between Woodford and Oldham. A game played back in early December. Woodford won 87-75 back on December 7th. And Grant will call a timeout. We'll hang around here for 60 as the Braves inside their huddle. Before we sign off tonight, thanks to our great quartet. Mike Sumner on camera again, Takevian Gauss, our producer. Gary Forrest alongside. I'm Chris Labar. Again, more basketball tomorrow. 6 o'clock airtime for the 8th Region Girls Semifinals. It's the 8th game in 4 nights. And looking forward to another twin bill tomorrow. Sometimes, Gary, you advance and end up winning tournaments without maybe playing your best game. You might have one where it's not your best, perhaps. This is the one for Woodford.
Chris, a great point. If you're in tournament play, chances are 9 times out of 10, you're going to have one game in there you say, we got to get by this one, just get through it. This may be the one for Woodford.
Tyler Doyle. First bucket of the game, then he got a late field goal to stem the Grant rally. Those are his only points tonight, but they've been big ones at crucial times, and that should do it. Up and in again. And Grant will inbound, and that's going to take care of things as Woodford moves on to the 8th region semifinal. They'll take on Oldham County on Monday at 8 o'clock. Look forward to our games tomorrow night on Glycon. Again, back on the air tomorrow night for a doubleheader live from Dry Ridge, 8th region girls semifinals. Mike Sumner on camera, DeKevian Gauss, our producer, Gary Forrest, the analyst. I'm Chris LaBar. See you tomorrow night. More high school basketball on Glycon.com. Good night from Newcastle.
Tonight's broadcast of the 2022 8th Region Boys Basketball Tournament from Henry County High School on Glycon was brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Century Bank in Lawrenceburg, our community, your bank. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilly. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. John Reynolds Realtor. And by Lawson Financial.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.